After the Tournament of Power, Goku and Vegeta decided to go to Universe 6 to learn more about the science of that place, and after 2 weeks of visiting, they returned to their universe, where upon arriving they stayed talking about how different the science of that place were. It's incredible, Vegeta. I have no memories of what were the science like here, but those from Universe 6 are surprising. I wanted to know more about them. It's true, but they are different. They don't carry the history of destruction that our people carry for generations. They have grown as warriors, but not as conquerors. Maybe that's why they are so strong, but at the same time so peaceful. So to speak, Chave has a pure heart that makes me think a lot. Do you think we could have been different if Freezer hadn't existed? It's useless to think about what could have been. The past is what it is, but maybe with time the Saiyans could have changed Goku, full of energy, and with that look of enthusiasm that always characterized him. He turned to Vegeta and said, "Hey Vegeta, what do you think if we use the Dragon Balls to bring back the Saiyans from our universe? You know, rebuild the planet Vegeta and give them a second chance at those from the universe. They could have been different. Maybe we can change things too." Vegeta looked at him silently for a few seconds, his sharp eyes examining Goku's proposal. Although the Prince of the Saiyans wouldn't admit it easily, the idea of reviving his race moved him more than he wanted to, showing that he had grown up with a deep pride for his lineage, but also knew the brutality that the Saiyans of Universe 7 had practiced under the rule of Freezer Kakaroto. The Saiyans of our universe are not like those of the verse. They were savage warriors, cruel and destructive. If we bring them back, we cannot guarantee that they are different, but we changed Vegeta. Well, you did it. Why couldn't they? Vegeta crossed his arms, looking towards the horizon while analyzing the idea of reviving the Saiyans, and after several seconds in silence, he answered, "Very well, let's do the Kakarot. But it won't be that simple. If the Saiyans are back to how they were before, I will not hesitate to destroy them myself. I will not allow our people to fall back into that darkness." Understood. Then let's start with that decision made. Both warriors headed towards the Capsule Corporation. Upon arriving, Bulma received them in her laboratory, surprised. See the intensity on their faces. And now that every time they arrive with that expression, I know they are up to something. "Bulma, we need the Dragon Radar. We are going to rebuild the planet Vegeta and revive all the Saiyans that were destroyed." Bulma opened her eyes, surprised, but she knew enough both as to know that once a decision was made, it was useless to try to stop them. "Are sure of this? Bring back the Saiyans. You know that many of them were not exactly heroes. We will bring them back, but I will make sure that they do not return to what they once were under my power. I don't know. We'll repeat the same story." Bulma sighed, but finally agreed. She took the radar, and after a few hours of searching, all the Dragon Balls were gathered under a clear sky. Goku and Vegeta prepared to summon Shenlong. "Come out, Shenlong, and grant our wishes." In a flash of light, the imposing dragon emerged from the spheres, his eyes flashing with a strong glow. "Tell me your wishes, and I will fulfill them if they are within my power." "Shenlong, we want you to rebuild Vegeta just as it was before being destroyed." "That is very easy." The dragon's eyes shone brightly, and in an instant the planet Vegeta was restored in space. The familiar structure of the planet reappeared in its original place with its vast desert and mountainous landscape. "Very well, the planet Vegeta has been restored. What is his second wish?" "Revives the Saiyans, who were destroyed along with the planet, but leaves out those whose time in the another world has already passed." "Too much like my father." "Are you sure of that, Vegeta?" "Yes. It will be a problem if my father revives along with everyone else." "Okay, that wish is very simple to fulfill." Shenlong's eyes shone again, and in a matter of seconds the Saiyan warriors of Universe 7 began to reappear on planet Vegeta. His second wish was granted. What will be his last wish? What more can we ask for Vegeta? "I don't know. I can't think of anything." Bulma, interrupting, exclaimed, "Hey, Goku will not revive your brother. Remember that he died here on Earth. Is it true?" "I had forgotten." "Vegeta, revive my brother as you wish." Kakaroto also revives Nappa. "Then tell me what will be his last wish." "Shenlong, I want you to revive 2 more Saiyans. Their names are Raditz and Nappa. If you could also take them to the planet Bell, please." "Okay, I will fulfill that wish." Shenlong fulfilled the last wish, and with a last flash of light the dragon disappeared, and the spheres dispersed throughout the planet. Goku and Vegeta were silent for a moment, assimilating what they had just done. We have brought back our people Kakaroto now. It is up to us to make sure that the same fate is not repeated. Yes, but I have faith that we can change things. I think this is a new beginning for everyone. With planet Vegeta restored, Goku and Vegeta wasted no more time, and with teleportation, they traveled to their new destination. The landscape of the newly restored planet Vegeta stretched out in front of Goku and Vegeta, although Goku never could hide his astonishment. He was just a child. When we sent you to Earth, we did it in order to protect you, Kakaroto. We really didn't expect to see you again, much less that you would be at Prince Vegeta's side. Look at you, Kakaroto. I never imagined I would see you like this. You are strong, and it seems you have a good. Sweetheart, you don't know how happy I am right now. Son Goku, although still moved by the revelation, smiled and approached to hug his mother. The connection that he hadn't felt at first was now beginning to form. I don't remember anything about you all, but I'm very happy that we can meet now. Bardock, although he was not a man of emotions, could not help but feel a mixture of pride and relief at seeing what his son had become. While the reunion continued, Raditz, who had remained silent, approached. Unlike his parents, he had had a much more complicated past with his younger brother. However, Goku received with a calm look. Kakaroto, it seems that things have changed quite a bit. The last time we saw each other, things did not go well also between us. Goku, remembering his first encounter with Raditz on Earth, smiled, while calmly saying, Raditz, I have no resentment for what happened before. I do not. It doesn't matter what happened in the past. I forgive you for everything that happened. The important thing is that we are here now. Forgiveness doesn't matter to me. What happened happened. We are Saiyans. After all, we are not exactly a loving family. Before the conversation could continue, Vegeta stepped forward with a serious look that demanded the attention of all the Saiyans present. His presence dominated the scene. But before continuing, he turned his head towards Nappa, who was watching him with some discomfort and fear. Nappa, before we continue, there is something I must say, Nappa, that I did not expect the prince to address to him. The word like that. He looked at him surprised. What is Vegeta? I killed you in the past. I did it because I considered you weak, a burden, but now, after everything that has happened, I can see that it was a mistake. I was arrogant and stupid. I regret it. Nappa's silence fell over the Saiyans. Goku watched in surprise as Vegeta, the proud Saiyan prince, admitted his mistake. Nappa, for his part, didn't know how to react at first. His first instinct was to feel offended, but something in Vegeta's tone made him say, I never thought I'd hear those words from you, Vegeta. I guess even the Prince of Saiyans can make mistakes. Mistakes? Vegeta nodded, keeping his composure. I have changed, Nappa. We have all changed. With the apology made, Vegeta turned to address the rest of the Saiyans, and raising his voice shouted, Listen to me. You have all been revived, but times have changed, Kakaroto, and I have not brought back the Saiyans to repeat the mistakes of the. This time we will be different, but first you must understand something. The legend of the Super Saiyan that many of you have heard is not just a myth. All the Saiyans present, upon hearing that, would not understand what Vegeta was referring to, starting to murmur things among those present. Raditz raised his voice and shouted, It should be clearer, Vegeta. We are not understanding anything with words. It will not be enough. Better observe very well. Suddenly the ground began to shake, and in seconds Vegeta transformed into the legendary Super Saiyan. Everyone present was amazed with what they saw, not understanding what exactly it was. What you did, Vegeta? As you can see, I have become the legendary Super Saiyan. With this transformation, Freezer was defeated, and although it still exists today, as long as Kakaroto and I are together, the same thing will never happen again. So the legend was true after all. I can't wait to see how far we can go. There is still a long way to go, Father, but I'm sure it will be very exciting for everyone. Vegeta, I didn't expect you to go this far. I'm glad you brought me back. I think I can learn a lot from you. The best is yet to come, Nappa. I'm not the same as I used to be, but that's not. It means that I'm no longer the Prince of the Saiyans. This time I'll lead the right way. I promise to be by your side, Vegeta. But in return, I need you to train me. Lure Nappa. "Hey, Kakaroto, come here for a moment." Goku jumped and stood next to Vegeta. "I'm here now." Vegeta, "Very well. I want everyone to pay attention to me, the Saiyans." Those present saw Vegeta and remained silent. From now on things will change. They will no longer have to conquer planets for anyone. Their duty is to train, so that they will never again be subdued by a guy like Frieza. It will be difficult, but with my help and Kakaroto, the future of the planet Vegeta and of the Saiyans, he will be the best. The message resonated among the Saiyans, who were happy and excited, shouted together the names of Vegeta and Goku, whom everyone would call Kakaroto. For his part, Bardock looked at Goku. His face was that of a proud father. "I never thought I would say this, but maybe it is possible. Maybe there is another way for our race. If my son could change, maybe the others can too." While the Saiyans continued happily shouting the name of their new kings, Vegeta looked at the horizon. He knew that not everything would be so easy. Although they had started on the right foot, he also understood that there was Saiyans who might not accept this new path, and beyond that, in the depths of the universe, a known figure found out what had happened and began to plan his plan to prevent the Saiyans from continuing to exist. After a few weeks since what had happened, the revived Saiyans were beginning to settle on the reborn planet Vegeta under the leadership of Goku and Vegeta. And with the help of Bulma's technology, however, while everything seemed to be going well, a being was moving in the depths of the universe in the rebuilt facilities of planet Vegeta. Goku, Vegeta, and the other Saiyans had begun to train. The atmosphere vibrated with the energy of warriors eager to improve and test their skills. Goku, excited by the opportunity to train with his family, had organized a small friendly combat. "Okay, Raditz, and you too, father. Let's have a little fun. We've never had a family fight, right? What do you think if we start? Now it seems you have a lot of energy, son. Let's see if you can handle two Saiyans at once. Don't think it will be that easy, Kakarot. We have been dead for a while, but we have not forgotten how to fight. That's what I like to hear. Let's go." In the blink of an eye, Goku, Bardock, and Raditz launched themselves into the air, exchanging blows and blocks at an impressive speed. Goku's movements were fluid and precise, but Raditz and Bardock, as experienced warriors, coordinated their attacks to keep their opponent on the defensive. "Come on, Kakaroto, can't be so soft with us. Okay, get ready now. I'll get serious." Goku increased his speed, moving between his two opponents with ease. Raditz tried to keep up with him, but Goku disappeared from his sight before he could react. For his part, he launched calculated attacks, observing his son with pride. "It's impressive. Kakaroto has surpassed any expectation in an instant." Goku appeared behind Bardock and hit him gently on the back, sending him to the ground with a precise blow. Raditz tried to counterattack, but Goku stopped him with a quick kick, leaving him off balance. That was good, but it's just the beginning. Meanwhile, not far away, Vegeta and Nappa had also started his own training. Nappa, who had witnessed Vegeta's power, was determined to prove himself against his former prince. "Vegeta, let's see if you still remember how we used to fight in the old days. I won't hold back. You better not." "Nappa, now come and attack me." Nappa charged up his power to the maximum and launched himself towards Vegeta with all his strength. However, Vegeta, with overwhelming speed, easily dodged him and countered with a strong blow to the stomach that left Nappa breathless. "Damn, Vegeta, you are faster than I remember. I am no longer the warrior you knew, Nappa. This is not even 1% of my power. But if you continue with that determination, in very little time you will improve." Nappa growled, but did not give up. He continued attacking, although Vegeta stopped him in each attempt. The fight served as a reminder for Nappa of how much his prince had finally changed. After a couple of hours of training, they finished, and Vegeta, giving a final blow that knocked down Nappa, would say, "That's enough for today, Nappa. If you really want to stay by my side, you will have to train harder than you have ever done." Nappa nodded, accepting the challenge. He knew that Vegeta was now on another level, but I couldn't help but feel motivated by the opportunity to train with him again. As the training continued, being watched from a distance, hidden in the shadows of a camouflaged ship near the planet, was Frieza, the Emperor of Evil, who watched the resurgence of the Saiyans with a malicious smile on his face. This face had remained silent, letting the Saiyans regroup, waiting for the right moment to act. The interesting thing is that the monkeys have returned, but as always, they continue to be so naive. I cannot allow these insects to become stronger easily. It is time to start my plan. With the power and influence of his empire still intact, Frieza had discreetly sent a signal to some of the most ambitious Saiyans, those who were not happy with the new leadership of Goku and Vegeta. In a remote corner of the planet, a group of Saiyans had received the message. Frieza among them were Raditz, and some minor warriors, who still had in their hearts the thirst for power and conquest. Raditz, receiving the information through other Saiyan, Frieza would say, "I can't believe that wretch dares to call us again, although if he has something to offer us, maybe it's worth listening after. I still don't like the idea of being weaker than Kakaroto." Hours later, in a hidden place, Frieza appeared holographically in front of the Saiyans, who attended the meeting. With a sly smile, the Emperor of Evil would say, "Ah, my dear Saiyans, what a pleasant surprise to see you alive. You can't imagine how I missed you. What do you want?" Frieza, as always so hostile. "It's very simple, my dear Raditz. I don't want to fight with you. In fact, I want to help you. I can offer you something that not even Goku or Vegeta could. A Saiyan created from the most advanced technology of my empire, a warrior that will surpass any of you, even Goku and Vegeta. And what will we gain from that? If you accept, all of you will be able to have control of this warrior. That is to say, he will be your servant. With that, you will be able to make Goku and Vegeta leave the throne, and you will rule this planet." The eyes of the Saiyans present lit up with ambition. Although Goku and Vegeta had shown their power, the promise of a warrior capable of surpassing them was tempting Raditz. Although he doubted Frieza's intentions, he couldn't help but feel curious. "And what makes you think that you would trust yourself, Frieza, after everything that happened to us?" Saiyans, then let the creation of the invincible warrior begin at once. On the other hand, in the royal palace, Goku and Vegeta watched the Saiyans of the reborn planet Belita. The warriors began to adapt to this new lifestyle, some motivated by the opportunity to strengthen themselves, others still struggling with nostalgia for the old empire. However, no one suspected what was happening in the shadows. So after a few days since those events, in secret, some Saiyans led by Raditz had begun to gather in the most remote facilities of the planet under the guidance of Frieza and his army. They began to work on the dark project in a dark and secret chamber. The Saiyans observed the advanced technology of Frieza's army that was already beginning to form the ultimate warrior. Raditz observed the being in creation and would say, "I can't believe we're doing this. We're sure this will work." One of the Saiyans at his side, an ambitious warrior, responded with an evil smile, "Why wouldn't he? Frieza has access to the most advanced technology we've ever seen. If this Saiyan is what he says he will be, your brother Kakaroto and the new King Vegeta will not be able to beat him." "I don't know Kakaroto. Huh? Changed? He's not the same fool I met on Earth. And Vegeta, well, he's always been stronger than he admits. That's why I'm not so convinced this can work. No matter how strong they are, our invincible warrior will overcome them. And when that happens, we will be the ones leading the Saiyans, not them." Meanwhile, not so far from there, Frieza watched from his ship with a smile that did not reflect anything good. "Perfect. The monkeys are so blinded by their ambition that they do not even see the trap in front of them. Cal will be my masterpiece, and the Saiyans will fall under their own power." Back in the heart of planet, Goku and Vegeta were resting after having trained. Both had noticed that some Saiyans seemed distant, but for now, they did not suspect anything concrete. "It is incredible to be here, Vegeta. I never thought that this planet would exist again. However, although it seems that we are at peace, there is something that worries me." "That feeling is normal, Kakaroto. The Saiyans have always been a difficult race to control. Some are still hungry for power, and not everyone is happy with our way of leading. I understand. So we have to be more alert. Something can happen at any moment." Suddenly Raditz appeared flying towards them with a somewhat disturbing face, trying to hide what was happening. "Kakaroto, Vegeta, I want to fight again. I need to improve. Maybe if we have a friendly fight, of course, Raditz. It will be fun. Let's see how much you have improved. I also want to see if you have really learned something, Raditz. 3 got ready and flew towards an uninhabited area of the planet. Very well, this place is perfect. I will be the first to fight you, Raditz. Do not worry. I will hold back. Do not underestimate me. The battle began with Raditz launching himself towards Goku at full speed. Despite his increased power, Goku blocked him. Easily keeping calm and observing each of his movements, Vegeta, for his part, analyzed Raditz. While waiting for his turn to fight, come on, Raditz. You need to be faster, Goku would say, while dodging each of Raditz's attacks with ease. Shut up and fight seriously, Kakaroto. Well, as you want. Goku began to stop Raditz's attacks with a finger, waiting for the right moment to counterattack, and when he found it, he launched his blow, but this will be stopped by Vegeta. That's enough now, it's my turn. Without warning, Vegeta sent Goku into the air and began to attack Raditz the Saiyan. I would begin to receive several attacks from the prince who, despite containing them, music, with a strong blow to the stomach, and he would gasp on the ground and say, "Damn, Vegeta, I'm not finished yet." That's enough, Raditz. I'm not the same as Kakaroto. My way of training is based on suffering. If you want to fight me, you should be able to withstand one of my hits. Goku, looking from a distance, he watched as Raditz tried to get up again. However, something on his face seemed different, as if he was trying to hide something besides the pain from Vegeta's hit. Raditz, are you okay? It seems like something is bothering you, and I don't think it's because of Vegeta's hit. Raditz, recovering from the hit, turned around and said, "It's nothing, Kakaroto." "Hey Vegeta, I'll take your advice. Soon you'll be the one receiving a hit from me." Saying that, Raditz would leave, leaving Goku and Vegeta confused. What was all that? Those words from Raditz seemed to have another meaning. Meaning, don't take it so personal, Kakaroto. Raditz was always like that. Now let's go back to the palace. Okay, let's go, Vegeta. They would return to the palace. Meanwhile, Raditz, who was flying, watched how his village was progressing, and while flying to his destination, he would say, "I think with that fight, I managed to distract them a little, but maybe I'm doing the right thing. I can't trust Frieza, but I want Vegeta to eat his words no matter what. It's not time to regret. I'll see what happens next." On the other hand, in outer space, Frieza was capturing what was happening on the planet through robots. Spies, smiling maliciously, would say, "Stupid Saiyans will soon fall by their own ambition." Goku, Vegeta do not know what awaits them. Days after the last event, some Saiyans already showed a notable progress in their strength, but the divisions between those who sought power without restrictions and those who desired following the new path began to become more evident. While Goku trained some of the younger Saiyans, Vegeta remained vigilant. He knew something was not right. He had noticed how some warriors, including Raditz, began to move further away from the main group, behaving in a strange way, but at the moment, there was no concrete evidence of what was happening. Vega, thinking to himself, he would say, "Something is wrong. There are Saiyans who are hiding something. Kakaroto may be too trusting, but I'm not. Whatever they are planning, I will have to find out." Meanwhile, in a secret facility, the rebel Saiyans continued working on the creation of lime. Inside a tank of special liquid floated the figure of a warrior. In a latent state, his body was being modified, strengthened, and fed with energy to make him stronger than any other Saiyan. Raditz, observing the tank, still with doubts, he exclaimed, "I can't believe we're doing this. We're creating something that could destroy us all." "Don't think like that. Raditz Kmao will be our secret weapon. With him, your brother and King Vegeta won't be a problem. It's not that simple, Kakaroto. He's stronger than you think. It won't be easy to overcome him. Cao Lo, Frieza has given us everything we need to create the ultimate warrior. It's just a matter of time. You'll see." As the conversation continued, the process of creating lime advanced. His closed eyes inside the tank began to show signs of life. The energy that surrounded him shone intensely, and the Saiyans who watched him could not help but feel a mixture of fear and expectation. On the other hand, on the planet, Goku and Bardock were in the middle of an intense training combat. The sky above the battlefield was filled with flashes of energy as they both exchanged blows and techniques. "Amazing speed, you're amazing, Dad. I didn't think you would be this strong after so much time. You underestimate me, Kakarot. I've been a warrior all my life, but stop talking, and stop holding back." Goku dodged an attack, and launched an energy blast towards his father, who blocked it with ease. The fight between them continued with a ferocity that reflected the legacy of the Saiyans, but despite the intensity, there was a sense of mutual respect. "I'm not holding back, I promise you, father. I hope so. If there's one thing Saiyans should never do, is hold back in a fight." Meanwhile, Vegeta was training with Nappa on a hill nearby, watching out of the corner of her eye the fight between Goku and Bardock. Nappa, for his part, panting after a failed attack, would say, "Damn Vegeta, how did you get so strong? I can't even hit you." "It's not just strength, Nappa, it's strategy, control, and knowing when to attack. If you really want to be strong, you will have to learn more than just throwing punches." "Then teach me, Vegeta. I'm willing to learn whatever it takes." "Good words, Nappa, but let's see if you can back them up." The fight between Vegeta and Nappa continued, with the Saiyan Prince clearly having the advantage, but both were motivated by the opportunity to improve. For Vegeta, this was more than just a fight. It was a reminder of how much had changed since the days when he only cared about absolute power back in the secret facilities. The process of creating Lime was nearing completion. The rebel Saiyans, they watched closely as the machine systems activated, sending pure energy to the warrior's body inside the tank. Cal's figure began to move slowly. His muscles tensed as his eyes opened for the first time. Cal is awakening. Raditz is about to be born. Although still uneasy about what was happening, he couldn't take his eyes off the tank. Deep down, he knew they were playing with a power that even they didn't fully understand. It has amazing key, and it keeps increasing every second. "Oh no, what have we done?" Right at that moment, Cabal's eyes opened inside the tank. The glow in his pupils was intense, filled with overwhelming and dangerous energy. The tank systems began to issue alarms as power readings exceeded everyone's expectations. "What is happening? Quick control in the situation." The lights in the room flickered, and the tank began to vibrate strongly. Cal, still inside the liquid, extended his arms and began to concentrate his power. The metallic walls creaked under the pressure of his growing energy. Raditz nervously screamed. He exclaimed, "We have to stop him before he gets out of control." But it was too late. With a powerful scream that resonated throughout the Cal installation, broke the tank that contained it. The spilled liquid evaporated almost immediately by the heat of his aura. The warrior was free, and the aura that surrounded him was of an intensity that no Saiyan had witnessed before. "I am Kmal, the ultimate warrior, and I will destroy everything that crosses my path." The rebel Saiyans, including Raditz, retreated in fear. They had created something that clearly would not go at all. The power of Cal was uncontrollable, and his thirst for destruction seemed limitless. "What have we done? This goes beyond anything we expected." While Cal was released into the facilities secret on the other end of the planet, Goku and Vegeta felt a disturbance in the air. The enormous power that radiated Kmal was unmistakable. Goku, noticing that, exclaimed, "What the hell is this? Is a very large key." Vegeta, stopping his training with Nappa, would say, "What is happening? That K, I do not recognize him." Nappa, "Go with the others, and for no reason go where this is understood." "Clear, Vegeta." Without wasting more time, Goku and Vegeta rose in the air and headed towards the source of the energy. They knew that something catastrophic was happening, and although they did not know what was waiting for them, they were ready to face it. Meanwhile, in the shadows, Freezer watched everything from the comfort of his spaceship. His malicious smile left no doubt that everything was happening exactly as he had planned. Perfect Kala has awakened, and the Saiyans will pay the price for their arrogance. This time, there will be no Goku or Vegeta who can stop her. What is coming back on the planet? As Goku and Vegeta approached, Cal began to destroy the secret facility in which Hab had been created. The rebel Saiyans tried to stop him, but their attacks were useless against Cal's overwhelming power. "It can't be. We are Saiyans. You can't attack us. You mean created to be the ultimate warrior? I don't care who they are. There is only one goal: total destruction." With a quick movement, Kamba launched a devastating energy burst that destroyed part of the facility, sending the rebel Jin flying. Raditz managed to narrowly dodge the explosion, but the fear was palpable on his face. "There is no way to stop this. We are lost." In that instant, Goku and Vegeta arrived at the place. What they saw left them momentarily astonished. An installation they didn't know about was destroyed. Wounded Saiyans. And in the center of it all, an imposing warrior surrounded by a destructive energy. What is this? Who is he? Damn, how did I not realize this? Kmal turned to them with a smile that radiated evil. I know you. I was created to finish you off, Kakaroto Vegeta. You are nothing compared to me. I am perfection made Saiyan, and I will destroy you both. Cal appeared in seconds between the two and launched a kick against them. However, Vegeta stopped him, and with a punch sent him against several mountains. I'll take care of Kakaroto. You find out what happened here. Saying that, Vegeta would go against Kmal while Goku, unhappy, exclaimed, It's not fair, Vegeta. You stay with the most exciting Goku without being able to do anything. He descended to the ground and walked to where Raditz was. What happened here? Raditz, I don't want lies. And tell me what you know, Kakaroto. I'm sorry, ambition won us over. We just wanted to be more relevant to our people. Let's put aside the apologies. Raditz, tell me, who is that guy? And how did he get here? His name is Cal. He is a Saiyan created with Frieza's technology. His power is very great, since he was created to finish you and Vegeta. So Frieza is involved with all of this. I should have guessed right. For the moment, stay out of everything, Vegeta, and I will take care of this. Such. I don't know if they can beat him. Let's see how Vegeta does in the fight. Kmal was being humiliated by Vegeta who, while attacking the Saiyan, would say, I thought you would be a bigger challenge. You're just garbage. Vegeta would kick Kmal, sending him into the sky, and raising his hand, he shouted, I will not allow you to cause any harm. Destruction on my planet disappears. A massive attack would be launched from Vegeta's palm, and would collide with Lime, forming a strong explosion in the sky, and the other Saiyans present upon seeing that shouted with joy, thinking that Vegeta had won, but Goku with a serious look exclaimed, Not yet, he is still alive. Dissipate the smoke from the explosion would see Cal enveloped in an evil energy, while his power began to increase rapidly. Do not think it will be easy to win me. I am Cal, the ultimate warrior, and I will destroy them. In a strong shout, Cal would have much more power. Vegeta, amazed, got into pose. Fight, but before he could notice it, Cal would already be at his side. But with a strong kick, Vegeta would be thrown to the ground, and without having time to recover, Cal would appear in front of him holding his head, while dragging it across the ground. Vegeta, unable to free himself, had no choice that using the Super Saiyan. However, despite the increase in his power, Cal was not phased, and on the contrary, his strength would increase even more. Now tell me who is the trash here. While Cal continued dragging Vegeta around different parts, Goku observed in detail, looking for any weakness in the warrior. That guy is very strong. How the hell was Kakaroto created? Vegeta won't be able to just help him calm down. Raditz, Vegeta still doesn't give his all. At that moment, Vega would access the Super Saiyan God, releasing the grip, while with a strong kick, he would hit Cal, sending him against the floor. Damn insect, I won't let. If you continue humiliating me, the great Vegeta will put an end to your disgusting life. Cal would get up from the ground, and laughing like crazy would start to quickly raise his power. Goku, seeing that, would finally stop being a spectator, and standing next to Vegeta would say, It is no longer time to fight one-on-one. Vegeta, I'm afraid that this guy is even more dangerous than Broly. If we trust ourselves, we can regret it later. Vegeta, seeing how the power of Cal rose more and more, exclaimed, Damn, although it hurts me to accept it, you are right, Kakaroto. This guy is stronger than what is seen with the naked eye. And that Kmal would stop increasing his power, and looking at both Saiyans, I would say it's time to destroy them. They better get ready. Goku, looking at Vegeta with a determined smile, he exclaimed, It seems this is going to get serious, Vegeta. Let's give it our all. Of course, Kakaroto. Let's destroy this guy. Cal, with an arrogant smile, observed his two opponents. His energy was overwhelming, and his unwavering confidence knew he was created to win. You have no idea what I'm capable of, you Kakaroto. And you will be the first to fall before my power. I am the ultimate warrior of perfect creation, and I will destroy you without further warning. Cal launched himself towards Goku and Vegeta with a speed that took them by surprise. His first attack was a direct punch that Goku failed to block. being pushed away several meters while Vegeta managed to attack. However, Cal seemed to anticipate each movement, dodging and countering with amazing precision. "He's fast, too fast," Vegeta yelled. Goku as he recovered and accessed the Super Saiyan God explained Vegeta, "We have to attack together. We can't face him separately." Vegeta nodded, understanding that in this battle, they would have to work as a team by attacking together. Their attacks were more precise and lethal. However, the situation was critical. Cal not only possessed a tremendous force, but also seemed to have perfect control over his energy. The evil Saiyan, while attacking, would say, "Is this all they have?" Kakaroto Vegeta are disappointing. I thought they would be a challenge, but it seems they are not even close to my level. Goku and Vegeta both took a few steps back, breathing heavily after the intense exchanges of blows. They knew they were facing an enemy very different from any other. Kmal was not only strong, he was wild and brutal. Goku, with a determined expression, let out a small smile and said, "Okay, Vegeta, we can't hold back any longer. We have to use all our power." I also thought so. Same Kakaroto, let's give him a real fight. Without further ado, both Saiyans began to concentrate their power. Their auras began to shine brightly. The rocks around them began to float and dissipate. After a few seconds, both transformed into Super Saiyan Blue. The atmosphere changed, and Cal, for the first time, frowned at the pressure he felt. So this is his true power. Interesting. But it still won't be enough. Now you'll change your mind, insect. In seconds it will be your end. Let's see how good you really are. Cal. Now Vegeta, with a speed that surpassed anything. Goku disappeared from the Cal saw and appeared behind him, launching a burst of blows that Cal barely managed to block. At the same time, Vegeta took the opportunity to attack with a final flash that collided with Cal, forming a strong explosion. Vegeta, screaming with ego, explained, "This is what the true power of a Saiyan means." Insect. Cal was launched towards the ground from the combined impact of Goku and Vegeta's attacks, but quickly recovered, landing on his feet and looking at his opponents with a mixture of rage and humiliation. "Wretches, this will not stay like this." Suddenly Cal released a massive amount of energy, causing the ground beneath him to crack and rocks flew in all directions. His power had increased exponentially, and his aura expanded, showing that he had not yet revealed his full potential. How is it possible? Damn, it seems like this is just beginning. Kmal, now wrapped in a dark and destructive aura, he launched himself towards them again, his blows resonating with a devastating force. The fight continued with an intensity that shook the entire planet Vegeta, making it seem almost like the end of the world. The battle between Goku, Vegeta, and Kmal had reached a devastating level. The three warriors exchanged blows at such enormous speed and force that it was even felt on other planets. In the fight, Cal, after having released more power, had begun to have the advantage again, putting Goku and Vegeta in trouble, who with each passing second were losing more energy. They were moving away for a moment from Kmal. Would talk, "Vegeta, this is getting out of hand. Every second this guy increases his power while we are losing more energy. You are giving up so soon, Kakaroto. If you can't take it anymore, get out of here." "It's not that, Vegeta. You know very well that this guy is like Broly, even worse. If we let him continue advancing, he will end up surpassing us completely." "What do you mean by that?" "We should merge. There is no other choice, and that a double kick would make them crash against the ground, forming a large crater upon impact on it. Seeing that while floating, they would say, 'Is this the best they can do?' Not even their strange forms are capable of stopping me. I think that should end with you." Goku, slowly getting up from the ground, would say, "You see, Vegeta, we have no other choice. If we don't fuse, we will all die. I prefer that to fusing with you again." "Come on, Vegeta, think about it. Well, do you want what we have formed to end so quickly?" Vegeta was thinking for a few seconds about it. Deep down in his heart, he knew Goku was right, but he quickly had to snap out of his thoughts. Hearing a loud scream from Cal, "It's time for them to go to the other world to receive the power of the perfect Saiyan." Suddenly Ca released an enormous amount of power, forming a sphere of dark energy that he launched towards Goku and Vegeta. The attack was strong enough to easily wipe out the planet and all its inhabitants. "Vegeta, we must have that insect. You won't get away with it." Both Saiyans launched their best techniques, managing to counteract the massive attack of Kmal. The collision between both forces created a massive explosion that shook the planet, leaving several wrecks all over the battlefield. Vegeta, seeing his planet burn in flames, looked at Goku and said, "Very well Kuroto, let's do it, but this will be the last time that we fusion." "Okay Vegeta, let's start." They stepped back preparing to do the dance of the fusion, but Cal at full speed would launch to attack them. "I will not allow them to continue wasting my time. I will finish them right now." Both Saiyans dodged Cal's counterattack and launched a double attack to get away from him quickly. "Vegeta, this guy no, he will not let us fuse easily." When they were going to try again, Cal appeared again, where they were making them defend themselves and preventing them from doing the fusion rays. "If it continues like this, we will not be able to do anything, Kakaroto. We must find a moment to do it. We have no other choice." In that Kamau, like a furious beast, would launch several bursts of energy, making Goku and Vegeta begin to dodge them, die once and for all. Insects. In that a powerful energy attack would hit Kamau's back, and although it didn't do any damage, I managed to make him turn around to see where it came from. "So it was you, Kakaroto." "Vegeta, do what you think you're going to do. We'll make time." "No, Raditz, you won't be able to." Against him in the distance, several Saiyan warriors began to be seen, led by Nappa and Bardock. "Look Vegeta, that fool Nappa didn't pay attention to me when I arrived." Everyone would surround Goku and Vegeta while Bardock would speak. "We came to help you, Kakaroto." "Thank you very much, father. But this guy is on another level, you guys. They won't be able to do anything. In fact, if they attack him, they could die." "You underestimate us, Kakaroto. Also, since when is a Saiyan afraid of death?" "You and King Vegeta." Music. "Recover. We only need a few minutes. Vegeta and I have something planned." "Ready as you say, son." Bardock and the other Saiyans took a step forward and expelled their power. Kamau, seeing that, laughing, exclaimed, "So some trash thinks to face me. Do you want to die so much? Very well. I will grant you that wish. Get ready. Here we go. Nappa, and you three protect Kakaroto and King Vegeta. The others follow me." They all shouted at once and launched themselves against Cal. The scene serious. Brutal. Cal would begin to defeat one by one each Saiyan that approached, yet none of them were afraid, and they continued attacking without stopping. Nappa, for his part, seeing Goku and Vegeta, would say, "Kakaroto, Vegeta, we have gained some time for you. Take advantage of it." "Thanks, Nappa. It's time to start." Vegeta, "Okay, Kakaroto." They stepped back and watched the fight for a few worlds. "Did you ever imagine something like this happening?" Vegeta, "Not at all, Kakaroto. But let's not waste time. Let's finish this once and for all." "Of course, that's fine." They took their distance and began to perform the fusion dance. Upon completing the technique, a flash of light cut down the closer, and in combat everyone stopped to witness a warrior who expelled a great power. "I am ready now. Your end has come." Cal, in a movement that no one could see, Gogeta appeared in front of Cal, and with a kick, he would send him to the ground. "You have already done a lot, now rest a little." Gogeta, after saying that, would reappear where Cal was getting up, and seeing it, Cal for the first time involuntarily stepped back. "Who the hell are you?" "My name is Gogeta. I am the result of the fusion of Goku and Vegeta, and I am here to finish you off." "Don't talk nonsense." "Damn." Cal threw a punch at Gogeta, but he easily dodged it and counterattacked with a strong blow to the stomach of his impossible rival. "How did you do that?" said Kamau, while holding his stomach in pain. "It's useless, Cal. Whatever you do, you won't be able to beat me." Cal recovered, and seconds later, he launched himself against Gogeta, while saying, "Shut up, damn, I can't lose. I was created to be the strongest. I'm going to destroy them all." Gogeta, while dodging Cal's attacks, exclaimed, "You don't have to continue like this, Kamau. You can change your destiny. You still have time." But Cal didn't listen to reasons. His power overflowed by his fury, and despair was reaching unstable levels. The ground around them began to collapse due to the intensity of the energy released, and the planet began to be even more affected. "I have no other choice. I can't let you destroy the planet. It's time for you to disappear." Cal, with two simple blows, Gogeta sent Kamau against the sky, and as a last action, Gogeta, he concentrated all his power in a final attack. His hands were filled with great power as he prepared to launch a powerful technique that would end the battle. He receives this Cal final Kamaja. The enormous burst of energy was launched directly towards Cal, who tried to resist, but his power, although big it was not enough to stop the combined attack of Gogeta. The resulting explosion was so big that it lit up the sky of the planet Belita for several seconds, and when the light dissipated, Cabal was defeated, forming dust of space. Gogeta, for his part, landed softly on the ground while I watched the sunset. Seconds later, the fusion ended, and all the Saiyans present surrounded Goku and Vegeta. Kakaroto: Vegeta, we are sorry, all this was a mistake. We let ourselves be carried away by Freezer, and because of us all this happened. Raditz would say on his knees next to the other Saiyans guilty of the creation of Lime. Let's get up, we all make mistakes, but the important thing is that you understand now, Raditz, and from now on know what to do. Kakaroto, you are right, but don't expect this to be without consequences. Raditz, what you did put our entire race in danger. You have earned the opportunity to. Ambition Cal was created by the betrayal of some of you, but we will not repeat these mistakes. The past no longer dictates who we are. We will forge a new future for the Saiyans, a future of strength, but also of honor and justice. Those who do not wish this new path can leave the planet, but if they stay, the destiny that awaits them will be the best. Nappa, nodding with approval, shouted, Vegeta is right, we must be more than just destructive warriors, we can be something greater together, we can all. Goku, with a smile, taking the floor, exclaimed, exactly Nappa, destruction is not the only way. All of you have the potential to be stronger than you ever imagined, but also to be fair. If you train and follow the right path, the Saiyans will continue to exist forever. All the Saiyans present raised their voices, and shouting the name of their kings began to celebrate for the new destiny that awaited them. Goku and Vegeta looked at each other, knowing that the future of the Saiyans now depended on the decisions they would make. It would not be an easy road, but they were prepared to lead their race into a new era. Meanwhile, somewhere in the universe, Freezer watched from the distance with an expression of anger and frustration. His plan to create Cal and destroy the Saiyans had failed, and the strength of Goku and Vegeta had once again exceeded his expectations. Damn Saiyans, no matter how many times I try, always find a way to ruin my plans, but this is not over. I will return, and this time there will be no escape for them. Freezer's ship moved away from the orbit of the planet Bell, leaving the Saiyans in peace. For now, the future was uncertain, but with Goku and Vegeta leading the Saiyans, there was hope. Well, friends, here ends the story. I hope you liked it and had fun watching it. I say goodbye, and I'll see you in a new video. Take care.